Okay, so today's kind of crazy. I am coming to you on a Monday and not a Saturday because things have been a little wild. But before I started recording, I went to look to see what number this episode is, and two things happened. One, we are now a community of over 2,500 subscribers. What? And this is gonna be like a milestone episode. So, with that, take 50. What's good, peacemakers? Welcome back to another episode of the Piece4PeaceCrafting Podcast. I'm Michael, and this is my crafty corner of the YouTube universe. If you would like to find me on other social medias, you can do so over on Instagram as Piece4PeaceCrafting or on Ravelry as Piece4PeaceCraft. And if you like music, you can follow along to a playlist over in Spotify if you have that. And it's Piece4PeaceCrafting Podcast playlist. I think that's all the places I am. What's up, you all? Like I said in the opening, I am coming to you on a Monday because my weekend was very busy. Things are back in full swing with schools, and we're now in rehearsal mode for the Nutcracker, which I know seems far away, but the kids have got to learn their steps. So we've started rehearsing for that, which takes up one of my days of the weekend. And another group of kids I have had a performance on Saturday, so I was really busy. Anyway, I'm here with you now. I'm hoping to use the little bit of sunlight that I have left. So if I'm going a little bit quickly, I apologize. It's just I want to make sure that I get the light while I have it, because it's definitely getting darker sooner. Not a huge amount, but definitely enough that I'm noticing. My 2 weeks, I hope you all have been well the past 2 weeks. My 2 weeks have been a little bit crazy, just with life. And one new addition, if you follow me over on Instagram, you already know this news, but I thought it appropriate to share with you all here on YouTube as well. But we have a new addition to our Piece4Peace family, and that is I got a dog. What? Why? Because I have too many things going on in my life, I decided to add one more thing to it. So he's sitting in my lap right now being very good, but I'm going to show him for just a second, and then hopefully he is going to go and sit on the bed that is behind the camera. But here, hi buddy, is Kendrick. He's a little, hi, look this way, friend. Oh, okay, no. He's a little mini schnauzer, and he's 11 months old. He'll be one at the beginning, hi friend. He'll be one at the beginning of next month. So yeah, it's been a lot making sure that he's taken care of and he's getting all that he needs. He's a handful, but it's so nice having him around. Here, I'm gonna set you down so you don't get mad at me. It's been great having him in the house, and all of us are really enjoying our time with him. Another bit of news, two things. One, there are two make-alongs happening right now. One is our year-long Flasher Socks. So if you are over in Ravelry and that is accessible to you, I have a thread over in Ravelry where you can just post any of the socks that you've made this year. For the next episode, I will pull a winner from there and send you all some fun goodie. And then I was thinking, since we are now a larger community. 2,500 subscribers is pretty big, I think. And this is the 50th episode, which, mind blown. Can't believe I've done this 50 times now. I do a little giveaway in this episode as well. So I figure, yeah, let's do a pattern giveaway. That'll be fun, easy enough. So then everyone is included. So let's say in the comments, if you would like to enter to win a pattern, just tell me a pattern that you would like to be gifted. Easy enough. And then if you comment, please make sure I try to get back to everyone, I pretty much write to everyone who comments. Once I reach out to you, for the next episode, if you are one of the people that are selected, that you get back to me so that I can send you that pattern. If Ravelry is not accessible to you, I can totally gift it to you on any other platform that you wish to have it sent to you, whether it be someone's website or Etsy, whatevs. Leave it in the comments below and I will pull from there. Let's do 3 of them. Why not? I'll pull 3. Just deciding off the cuff right now. Cool. So that's that. And then our other make-along that is going on is the Westies Unite. I am doing that make-along with the guys over at Needles at the Ready. And that is basically knit any Stephen West pattern you want. And that make-along goes until the end of November. So that means that if you are participating in the mystery knit-along, you will be able to enter that in to both prize pools. You can throw it in mine. There's a chatter thread and an FO thread over in Ravelry. And the guys over at Needles at the Ready also have both as well. And I think that's about it. All right. I feel like I'm a little bit wild and I have a lot to get to today. A bunch of makes, and we'll talk about this other stuff that I have to talk to you all about in a minute. But let's get into it. Since I've been dealing with the new addition to the household, I don't have any FOs, but I'm very close to some. So this episode is just going to be whips. Some you have seen and one that you haven't. And then I want to talk a little bit about some future makes. Yeah, and then we'll wrap it up. Okay, so bear with me. Hope you have something to drink. Hope you have a craft in front of you. Let's get into it. Where shall we start? Well, since I was talking about the Westies Unite, let's start there since that's right on top. So, as you all know, or maybe you don't know, if you're new, hello, welcome to the party. I'm doing, you know what? This time I'm just going to pop in the photo. I'll put the photo in here. I'm doing the Lava Lake. And this is a Stephen West pattern. It's a big shawl. And I'm using all Ryan yarn. Here, I can pull out 1 second. I'm a little bit disheveled because I was like, I have to record something. I didn't do it over the weekend. So here are my not first 3, but here are 3 colors that I'm done with. So this is my darkest color. This is the tree that knows no name, or that owns itself. Sorry, the tree that owns itself. And then the more solid green is Forest Boy. And then this color is called Beekeeper Sam. And the color I'm using, so I'm done with these. Like, this is so much left over. And the color I'm using now is Daffodils and Cream. And then my last color, sorry, my notebook is, just kidding. My third color was Backyard Moss. This color is Beekeeper Sam. And this color is the Daffodils and Cream. So this is the lightest. I'm almost to the point where I'm going to get back to using this one. Let me throw these back in the bag, and then I will show you my progress. So, the last time we were together, oh, cool. Where's my little marker? I was here. So, I'm on the decreases, so I've done I don't know, a lot. So here, I'll turn it sideways so you can get a better view. So since I'm past the halfway point, oof, let's do this. I'm gonna pray that these don't fall off. So I'm gonna scrunch some of these stitches up and hope that I don't drop any. This is being done on a US 5 needle. So when I hold it up past the halfway point, definitely making progress. Yeah, I'm so close. Here's the beginning of it. So it's definitely taking shape. Really, oh my gosh, really enjoying the knit. It's really cool now that I'm decreasing to do the opposite end of the shawl, that the rows are getting slightly faster, you know, because it's like a stitch less every single time. So working them, I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool. I'm enjoying it. Almost done with this, almost done with that. Yeah, I'm really loving it. I'm super excited to have this one be off the needles. Hopefully by the next episode, when I see you, this will be done. I would really like to have this finished before the MCAL starts, so I only have one shawl on the needles and not two. Although, let's be honest, I'm not opposed to having two on the needles at the same time. But this one has been on here for a while, and yeah, I'd like it to be done before the MCAL starts. Really love the colors. I love this big dark stripe going down the middle that separates the halves. And I know that in the pattern it says the fade is slightly different coming back on the decreases. And I was talking to Kevin from Needles at the Ready, and we were both kind of like, we don't really like that. But it says in the pattern, like, you can do whatever you want, like on the comeback, because you'll have more than enough yarn. So I am continuing to do the pattern as it was in the beginning, just so that it matches, even though no one will know. I will know. So that's that. This is my lava lake. I actually haven't touched it in like a week. I think the first week after filming, I worked on it a ton, and then I started freaking out about not having something finished before I go to Rhinebeck. And so, yeah, and then I was like, okay, this has got to be put down, and I'm only going to work on this other thing. Which, let's talk about that now. So, this goes in this bag. All right, next up, I have, which this is a mess. And I didn't bring the, I didn't bring the ball band in here, but I think I know the colors. So, this is my, what's the name of this pattern? My Earth and Air. I'll put a picture in here as well. This is by James N. Watts. And I test knit this for them when it came out at the beginning of the year. Of course, now something is tangled on my stopper. Bear with me one moment. And this, I didn't put a stitch marker in for where I was the last time you all saw this, but oof, we're really gonna pray that these don't fall off. But here's where I am with that. So, okay. This is using KnitPicks, a loft, which is the more greenish color, and that is a mohair, and that's in the color Canae. And the gray, I believe, is cobblestone heather, and that is the wool of the Andes, the worsted weight. So it's a worsted weight and lace weight, brioche. And now the marker that's on the front was marking for me something. Oh, I needed to do like a couple more inches. So I basically have done, oh my gosh, please don't fall off. I've basically finished, oh, I could just do this, the front of it. What? And I'm doing a way bigger size than I test knit for, because I wanted it to be oversized for me. My test knit I did, actually, I went back and I looked, and I think I tested to, because I was misinformed just on my own. It was nobody's fault but mine. I knit the size 40. Because for some reason when I read, oh, it's gonna have X amount of positive ease, I was like, oh, well then I'm gonna knit a size smaller because it's gonna be huge. And that's not how that works. So that one, it fit, but it was a little bit short and it was tighter than I wanted it to be. Whatever, I gifted it to my roommate. She looks amazing in it. And so I'm re-knitting it like 2 sizes bigger than I normally would, so that it is oversized for me. So the front is done, and I've not picked up, but I've gone back, which these needles are gonna just like drop everything, and I've started the back portion. So this will get worked on to come up to there, and then there's a little bit of shaping, and then I can seam the two together and then start the sleeves. Now in the pattern, the sleeves are written to be sort of like a 3/4 length sleeve, and I haven't really decided if I'm going to do that for this one for myself. When I did the first one and I tried it on, I was like, oh, this is kind of a cute little vibe, but I think I want a full sleeve for this version. Just because I think I'll get more wear out of it, and yeah, just because I think I'll get more wear out of it. I'm hoping that this is done within the next couple of weeks, because I would love to take it to Rhinebeck and wear it one of the days that I'm there, but we shall see. I mean, what the progress that I made on it since the last time, if I'm being honest, was kind of like a week and a little bit of knitting, and that was basically like, when I get home, this is the only thing that I'm going to work on, is just this. So that's pretty good progress. I mean, it helps too that it's worsted weight. I mean, the lace weight is kind of whatever, and it's brioche, so once, for me at least, once I get into a rhythm of it, I can kind of not go fast, but go a little bit quickly. Yeah, just because it gets into a great rhythm. I did have to tink back, not like a lot, just like a couple stitches a couple times, because I'd like missed something or something happened. Anyway, I was like, this can't happen, not in the brioche, because I'll definitely be able to see where the mistake is. So I went in and I fixed it. Everything's great. Yeah, so that's that. Really excited about that. All right, next thing. I'll slow down a little bit. I know I'm going quickly. Is I showed you all, or I talked about last time, I am using this KnitPicks Felici in Bayou. So these blues and greens. And okay, last time I thought that this stripe, which you'll see in a second, was black, but I think it's a dark navy blue. Anyway, these are 250-gram balls. There's 218 yards in each, and so I'm just making a pair of vanilla socks out of those. These have been my bust knitting, which I've had some longer days, and like I get halfway along on my ride, and I end up having to put it down because I feel like I'm gonna, even though it's just plain stockinette, you know, because they're vanilla socks, I feel like I'm gonna mess them up. Just because like I'm tired, which is so silly. Anyway, here's how those are knitting up. They're really cute. So this stripe, which I thought was black, when I'm on the bus, it looks like a dark navy. So I'm gonna say that they're dark navy, but they very well could be black. I'm loving these. I am going to do the magic heel for these, and I don't remember the name of the pattern designer for those, but it will be linked below regardless. So I'm apologizing to that person. So I'm just at the point where I'm gonna start that. I did have to... So that pattern is written top down, and I had cast these on and thought I was just going to do a straight vanilla sock, and then decided, and I think I talked about this last time, the magic heel, and I had already started. So, doing them toe up, I mean. So I read the pattern. It's really great because in the pattern it's written like, I think for like scrappy or striped socks or something. But then at the bottom of it, it's just like, here's the formula if you just want to do whatever you want to do. Do it in one color. So since I'm doing the self-striping, I thought I would just read that and then work in reverse. And yeah, these are coming out great. I'm loving the colors. I think they're going to be really cute. If the magic heel works out the way that I think it will, I might gift these to my roommate because I don't think I've knit him a pair of socks. And that would be really dope. We're the same size, so it makes it easier to know, like, oh, if I just knit socks for myself, I'm sure they'll fit him. So these are those, just plain vanilla, but I'm going to throw in that magic heel. So hopefully by the next time you see me, those will be at least past that part so we can chat more about how that heel's working up. Okay. That's thing 3. All right, the fourth thing, this is so silly. How many whips could you possibly have? That I'm working on is, all right, so last time I showed, it's okay. Last time I showed you all these socks that were in, make sure I keep this page, that were in issue number 42 of Pom Pom Quarterly. And they are the, one second, let me find them. Apologizing in advance for the name. The Kumiko socks. They have a fun little detail, but I thought the construction of them just looked really dope. And what is that called? The patterning on the front of the sock just looked really cool. And so I went and I looked at the pattern and I was like, oh, at some point I'm going to cast these on. And between the last time I recorded and now, I was getting antsy. I'm like, I just want to cast them on. I just want to know what they're all about. Like, let's get into it. Let's do it. Let's let's do it. So I did. Now, I don't remember the names of it. I remember the name of one of them, or two of them, of the colors that I'm using. I took my scraps from last year's MCAL. So what was that one called? It was called Shawlography. So I took the scraps from that. One of the colors I don't have. So here are 4 of them. You'll see the 5th one in 1 second. And I weighed them all out. And after weighing them, I was like, okay, I think I have enough to make these socks for my size. And cast them on, and I'm just going with it. Now, my placement of where I'm putting the colors is solely dependent upon how much of each color I had, right? So it's like, oh, this one only has 20 grams. Cool. It's going to be the toe. This one only has 18. Hopefully I can get the heel out of that. This one has 33. I can do the instep with that one, so on and so forth. So here's where I am so far with those. Now, just like my other socks, these are also being done on a US 1, so 2.25. And I'm using just ChiaoGoo red lace for those. And here is where I am so far. So, it's really nothing. So, I am almost done with the foot portion of it. So I cast on in this darker color and worked the toe. I have a small little nugget of that left. Next time I'll make sure that I bring that in. I was like trying to grab everything off the table. And then once I finished that, I decided that this was going to be the bottom of the foot color. Now, this is the back side of it. If I turn it around, this is why I was like, I have to cast these on. You do the toe, and then you only work the back side of the toe to do the bottom of the foot. So then these stitches are just live and they're waiting for you to come back with another color to start picking up and doing the instep top of the foot. What? I have only done 2 colors and I'm already like so excited about this pattern. So if I do this, which is not the cutest, I think what's going to end up happening is, how did I decide to do this? That this lighter gray is going to become the heel. This is so tacky. Is going to become the heel, and then this darker gray is going to be, I can't figure things out with the camera, is going to be the top of the foot, and then the yellow will be the cuff. Does that make sense? Does this little yarn pile that looks like nothing make sense to you? Yeah, I think that's the direction I'm gonna go with them. These are so fun. Like, this was probably just a day or two of knitting. I think I did the toe like in an evening. Just we were sitting down watching something, and then I don't know, every now and then I just pick them up and do a couple rows of this bright pink whenever I'm feeling like it. But if I'm being honest, like, I haven't touched these too much because I've been trying to get that sweater done. So yeah, these are the Kumiko socks. The designer, sorry, I didn't say that. Let me look. Yuka, I believe, is their name. And those are coming along great. I'm really enjoying them. So those are, oh my gosh, everything's a mess around me. Those are my current projects. Now, hold on for 2 seconds because I want to show you all something. So, also in this issue of Pom Pom, remember I showed you all this, I believe it's called the Maia pullover by Emma Janet? Yes. And it's this pullover. I'm obsessed. The last time I talked to you, I showed this, and I may have purchased some yarn for it. So, if I reach back here, everything's gonna fall. I'll pick it up later. I'm not that pressed. So I went on to Webs and I was just playing around looking for colors. Oh, what would look good? What wouldn't look good? That looks terrible. And I landed on getting some Let Lopey. And this is a worsted weight. And the pattern is written for DK, but I think I can get, this seems pretty thin to me, and I think I can get gauge using this. So I decided that I was going to go with, do these have colors? I don't even know. Oh yeah, color 1402 and color 9420. So it's a dark navy basically and a light blue. And I figure, let's look at the thing again. I should have just stuck a pin in it. So I figure like these lighter sections will be the light blue, and then the sleeves and the rest of the patterning will be this dark navy blue. And I feel like that will be really pretty. Again, something I'm really excited about in doing this pattern is, one, working on color work. Because I just want to get better at it, if I'm being honest. And there's steeking involved, which I've never done before. So yeah, why not try something new? I've also never worked with this learn how to speak with this Let Lopi before. And yeah, I've only heard good things about it. To me, it's not, I mean, it doesn't feel any woolier than other, like 100% wool. So this is 100% Icelandic wool, right? And I don't know, it doesn't feel any different to me. So, right. These are going to happen at some points. I'm going to set those there so I don't drop more things. So, since I was ordering stuff from Webs, I don't know if you all have ever ordered from there, but when you, for some things, when you put stuff in your cart, it's like, oh, if you get X amount, then you get 20% off of certain things. If you do this amount, you get 25% off. So I was, perusing. I had to get a bunch of those to make a sweater for, a taller, larger human. And I also saw this West Yorkshire Spinners, the Croft, it's 100% Shetland wool, Shetland Islands wool. And this is, does this have a color? We're gonna say no. Anyway, it's this sort of gray color, right? I've never worked with this before. I've heard of this yarn just in watching other folks here on YouTube. And I don't know if you all have seen, but I don't even remember the name of the sweater now. It's called the Festival, Light Festival. I'm going to put a picture in. It's this sweater. It's by Stephen West. I don't know the name of it. If I remember, I'll even put what the name of it is at the bottom. And in that pattern, so it has a huge sort of turtleneck that is like it's a massive cowl. And then it just goes into like whatever, the sweater portion of it. But that version is striped with a suri, just a single color suri held throughout. So you get the blips of like the different colors that's striped throughout, but then the suri is keeping it the same because it's all one color. Anyway, I've had the pattern for a little bit. One of my friends made it actually, and I loved the way that his turned out. But I was having trouble like trying to figure out what colors I would really groove with. And like it was kind of hard for me. So finally I was just like, you know what? What if you did it in one solid color? Like it doesn't have to be the way that it's written in the pattern. Just do it in one color. You'll love that. You'll get a lot of use out of it. So I bought another sweaters quantity, which I'm laughing because when I tell you all the story in a minute, you'll hopefully think it's funny too. So I got the sweater quantity for the Maia and the Let Lopi. Then I got a sweater quantity of this. So this is going to be held with, which I got maybe 2 years ago, is this Maelstrom Boucle. So this is 89% superfine alpaca, 11% polyamide, and this is 874 yards for 100 grams. What the what? In the color cyan, and this is murky depths. So what I'm gonna do is hold this alpaca boucle with this for a sweater. I'm gooped and gagged. I'm so excited for this. Like, I really want to cast this on now. Do I have another sweater that I need to finish within the next couple of weeks? Yes. Do I want to cast this on immediately? Yes. Do I want to cast on that Maia sweater immediately? Probably not. I should swatch for that in pattern first, just to make sure that I know what I'm doing. So I'm just like over the moon about this. Excited to work with two new yarns actually. I mean, I've ordered from Murky Depths before. Obviously, you all have been here. You know how much I love that yarn. But I've never worked with a boucle before, and I think it'll be really cool, the two similar-ish grays together to make that sweater. So, all that to say, the web's order, I definitely got the discount. I think I got 25% off my order because I ordered way too much. But like, that's my problem. Okay, the last thing I want to tell you all is my friend, she is also a crafter. She crochets. She also paints, which major claps. She texted me maybe a week ago. No, it was Monday. It was, a week ago, Monday. And she's like, hey, I have a friend who she sort of lives like close-ish to you, and she also knits. And I was like, oh, that's so fun. Like, yes, community. And she's like, well, she's has a bunch of yarn she's gonna donate. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And so she sent me a photo. If I can pull up the photo, I'll put it in here. If not, I'm pointing to the skies. So she sent me a photo, and she was like, I'm gonna go through it, and then just I'll take some stuff I think you might like, and then you can come over and we can go through it together. So I'm like, okay, dope. That's amazing. Not that I need more yarn, but like, if it's gonna be free, free 99 is my favorite price category. And so she calls me and she's like, okay, let's set up a time. I say, okay, I'm gonna come over on Thursday. We'll have a look-see. And she says, I kind of freaked out and I took everything. So I'm like, well, what does that mean? And she's like, you'll see when you come over. So I came over and we go to her car, and she had 3 110-liter Rubbermaids. So huge, right? Packed. When I say packed, think like, have you ever ordered rice from a restaurant and it's in one of those little like, it's tin on the bottom, plastic on the top containers, but the rice is molded to the top of said container? It was packed like that. And I just started laughing. I was like, this is absurd. I can't believe like you took all this. She's like, yeah, I just freaked out because like I kind of don't know like what's really good. She's like, I use a lot of, things from Michael's or things from Joanne. That's acrylic because it's baby blankets and stuff. I've used some nice stuff before, but like that's not really my jam. She's like, I want it to be, but like I'm not as knowledgeable as you would be, so I just took everything. Y'all, we started going through stuff and I was freaking out. Mind you, all of this is being donated, right? She was going to donate it to a senior center or the local church or something. When I tell you there were 10 skeins, a whole sweater quantity of Plucky Knitter in this box, I freaked out. Now, I didn't get to keep that because my friend was like, oh, I like the colors. They're really pretty. And I'm like, you're never going to use it. You should just give it to me because I want to like knit with that. Anyway, I did get some stuff and I want to share a couple things with you because I just thought they were really cool. Now, some of the stuff didn't have like labels and stuff on it. A lot of it was, which she kept. And like, I told her like, I'll come back and like, we can do a round 2 and a round 3. I probably took an eighth of what was there, and I'm not, by no means am I going to show you all everything because we would be here until the next podcast, but I do want to show you all a couple things. So one of the things was this Malabrigo. It's a worsted weight, so there's 216 yards. This says for 3.5 ounces, so I'm guessing that's 100 grams, and I don't know if this even has a color on it. Anyway, here's the color. Now this is huge, and it's a single ply, which really isn't a ply, but whatever. It's singles. That's the better way of saying it. So there are 6 of these. And I did the math, and I could get a sweater out of this if I wanted to. It's beautiful. It's lush. It's super soft. She kept the plucky knitter. I was like, if you're keeping that, I'm taking this. We're not going to debate it. I'm taking it. So there's 6 of these. Yeah. I can't, you all. Like, it's still, everything was so well taken care of. They're just in a bag. So 6 of those. I'm just going to throw stuff over here. Okay, here's another thing. I wasn't going to show this, but I am now. This is KnitPicks Surrey Dream. I didn't even know they had Surrey at KnitPicks, so this must be old. And this is in Midnight. They're just, what? I'm still so shook. It's 74% Surrey alpaca, 22% Peruvian Highland wool, 4% nylon, and there's 143 yards to 50 grams in this, right? So it's a really, really dark blue. It's beautiful. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. One must have dropped out. There's 8 of these. What? What? I'm screaming. I think this is even an old KnitPicks label too. Okay, next thing. You guys, I was just like, all the sweater quantities, gimme, gimme, gimme. This, I'm not even sure what this is. Here, I'm just gonna open this. I'm so sorry, there's gonna be a lot of crinkling because I literally just threw these bags in this room and I was like, I will deal with you all later. Don't fall out. So this is Willow Daily Yarns. I have no idea, never heard of it. This is a DK. It's 284 yards and oh, it's color Praying Mantis. Oh, that's funny. So it's this dark green. I'm living. It's really soft. I think I only took things that were like 100%. Oh yeah, it's 100% superwash wool. So this is beautiful. I feel like the lighting right now, because I'm trying to catch the light, isn't doing it justice, but I have 5 balls of this. So do the math. 284 yards times 5 is exactly, for those of you that can do the quick maths, another sweater quantity. Did I need to take all of this? Absolutely not. But you know what? She was like, it's free. It was going to be donated. You will actually do something with it. Okay, no, I'm going to show 2 more things. I'm so sorry. For those of you that are like, I'm not into... What's this? Oh my God, some stuff I forgot I even took. Seeing all of this, my bad. So this is Rowan felted tweed. I've only ever heard of this. Never actually worked with it or felt it in real life. And this is 50% merino wool, 25% alpaca, 25% viscose. And there are 191 yards and 50 grams. And this is, does this have a color? No. But another green. And it's sort of tweed. Well, not as sort of tweedy. And it's literally called felted tweed. Goodbye. You can turn me off. Just stop. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. So yeah, this, oh, there. Gorgeous, stunning. I'm living. I took a whole bag of that. 2, 4. There's 10 balls of this. Like, why was this woman giving this stuff away? You know, I mean, I'm glad she did. Because now I have it. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine. Oh, I want to show these. A lot of this stuff at some point you will see, and I will be sure to say, oh, this is what I got from that lady who was just going to donate all of this stuff. My friend didn't know what to do with these. I'm not even sure where they're from. Here, let's look at the packaging. So this is Cherry Tree Hill. And this is a possum sock, and so it's 80% superwash merino, 20% New Zealand possum, and it's 225 yards for 50 grams. And there's 2 of these. And my friend thought it was really cool that there was possum in it, as did I. I was like, oh, that's weird. I've never even heard of that. So I told her I would make her socks out of this since it's a fingering weight. It's really pretty, like the soft pinks and like lilac-y colors in there. So I'm gonna make her socks out of that. So this I'm not keeping, but she doesn't knit, and she's always like, oh, I wish I'd knit because like the stuff looks so beautiful. And I'm like, well, I could just teach you. And she's like, the 2 needles freak me out. Okay, so that's that. And then the last thing I will show you, because I just have to stop, is, wait, there's stuff, y'all. It's like 2 huge Target bags. No, like TJ Maxx bags. Target and TJ Maxx. Like the reusable bags, you know? Full. I got a bunch of lace weight stuff too, and I figured I could hold them double and make my roommate like another love note with them, especially with that Surrey that I have now, which would be really cool. Oh, here, let me do this one since it's already open. Okay, so this is another KnitPicks, and this is a Wool of the Andes Superwash Bulky, which, again, like what? But, oh, here. So there's stuff everywhere. So she had swatched for something, and I'm just going to show you all the swatch. So this is, it's called Mineral Heather, and it's really pretty, like grays and purple. It's got like a purplish red heather to it. Anyway, she swatched for, I think she even started knitting something, because like, what is this? Maybe it was a blanket? I don't even know. Anyway, what I do know is so these are, it's a bulky weight. It's 137 yards for 100 grams. And this is the bag that it came in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 10 in here, and I have a whole nother thing. So there's 20. You guys, I'm deceased. There's 20 skeins of this. Oh no, what's that? Oh, it's connected. Oh, it's connected to this. Look, it's beautiful. I was like, I'm taking all of this. And she was like, okay. I'm like, you will never get to all of it, and I will take it, and I'll make you, I think I'm gonna make her what's the name of that sweater? I've made 2 of them, and the jacket. And the shawl, the Wave of Change sweater, pullover for her. She'll look so cute in it. I took her measurements while I was there. She's the same size as my roommate, so I will try it on her, my roommate, and then I will gift it to my friend. So that's just some of the stuff that I acquired. There's a ton more, but I was like, again, if I showed it all to you, we'd be here until the next episode, and ain't nobody got time for that. I mean, maybe you do. Maybe you're like, bring on the 3-hour episodes. But I'm pretty sure a lot of you don't want to hear just one person chat for 3 hours. All right, so with that being said, all the yarn is here. I felt silly taking a bunch of it too, because I'm like, I'm literally going to a festival in a couple of weeks where I'm where I'm gonna be buying some things while I'm there. And I was like, yeah, I just feel really bad like taking all of this, because I'm about to go on this trip. And she was like, why? This is free. you're going to go spend money. This is free. And I was like, you know what? Fair point. I will take this and I will use it at some point. And it's not going to fit in this little cubicle behind me, but there's a closet to my left that I will stash all of this in and then forget about it slightly and then go in the closet once and be like, oh my gosh, right, I forgot I had all of this. So there are some fun things that are coming very soon. I'm super excited. I feel like a lot of the stuff that I got from this little giveaway I probably won't touch until the new year, which is fine by me. Like, I definitely want to make that Maia sweater. I want to start this other sweater. I need to clear off a bunch of things on my needles. The MCAL starting soon. So excuse me. So it's just like, you can't make all the things all at once. But you can make all the things over the course of time. Because remember, what is time? We don't know anymore. Yeah, so that's it for all of the fibery stuff. I will leave you with my music rec for this week, or for this episode. So since this is 50, I think this is a big number. I thank you all. If you've been here since the beginning, bless you. If you joined halfway through or you joined on this episode, bless you too. It's so fun and exciting to get to spend some time with you all. And yeah, it's dope that people have sat through 50 of these. And I've had people recently been like, I've been going back to the beginning. Which I will probably revisit the first episode again over the next 2 weeks, because I'm pretty sure that my next episode is our podiversary, which means that it will have been 2 years of me doing this, which is crazy to think about. So with that being said, I know I talk about her all the time, and so now I'm just going to use it as my music recommendation this week. But this week I am gonna recommend Beyonce's Renaissance Act 1 album. This is the limited edition vinyl cover. I don't know how I lucked out. The stars were aligned for me that day, and I logged onto Instagram and saw that this was posted, that it was available like 10 minutes after it was posted. So thank you, universe. If you haven't heard it, or she's like not your jam, that's cute. You should totally give this album a try. For me to say that there are 3 songs that I would recommend is a little bit crazy, just because of the way that the album plays. If you are a fan of so many things, really. Well, right off the top, if you're a fan of house music, which I'm from Chicago, and house music started here, so I definitely grew up listening to it. If you're a fan of house music, dance music, disco, funk, Afrobeat, reggaeton, what else? Disco. Did I say that already? It's got all the vibes. It's giving me so much life. It's had me in a chokehold since it came out, and I'm loving it. But if I had to say like, oh, here are 3 tracks that you should just check out, I'm going to give you 3, but you should listen to the whole thing. And if you would like a clean version, and if you're on Spotify or Apple Music, wherever you get your music, there is a whole clean version of this album, start to finish. I accidentally, the day it came out, because I was in such a rush to hit play, it had been 6 years, I started listening to the clean version and had no idea. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And I was like, wait a minute, I thought this song in a photo had an explicit thing, and then I realized I was listening to the wrong one, and then had to go and start over from the beginning. Good thing I only got 5 songs in. I would say Alien Superstar, which, if you love Prince, it is such a Prince track. Like, my little Prince fan heart can't take it. So Alien Superstar, Into Cuff It, Into Energy, those 3 songs for me are like, they're good. They're great. It's amazing. It's all about the transitions. But the whole album is fantastic. If you've listened to it, leave a comment below. Tell me what your favorite songs from it are. Tell me how you're feeling about it. But that's my recommendation for this episode is Beyonce's Renaissance Act 1. Oh, I love it so much. All right, you all. This is going to definitely be a longer episode, but I'm so happy that you all have taken time out of your day to come and sit and hang out with me. And Kendrick, now I can say, since he's like passed out over in the corner on the floor. Yeah. I hope everyone has a beautiful 2 weeks. I hope if you are in the Northern Hemisphere, you are enjoying fall, the start of it. If you are south, you are enjoying the beginning of, what is that, spring? Is that right? No. Yes? I don't know. Seasons? Whatever transitional period you're in, I hope that you're enjoying it. Let's just say that. And if you're joining in on the MCAL, I hope that you have a great start to that. Since the next time I see you, I think it will have started. Crazy to think that it's going to be October soon. Yeah, and I just want everyone to have a beautiful 2 weeks. And, oh, here's something. The love that you put into, if you craft for other people, the love that you put into those items for them, let's make sure to do that for ourselves too, for items that we're keeping. Remember to, put some positive thoughts about yourself, about how you want the finished garment to look. Pour some love into that so you're wrapping yourself in that self-love. Once your item is finished, we need more of that. Sometimes we get a little bit too caught up in the patterns and we forget that we're doing ourselves an act of kindness by making something for ourselves, and that's really beautiful too. So, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Happy 50th, everyone. And until next time, make a piece, spread some peace. Peace.